Welcome to an episode of Anger Management, and I just want to be real today. I don't have any script. I have some notes that I would like to refer to every once in a while. But I've just been thinking a lot lately, and you know that's a dangerous thing for some people because some smoke start coming from behind your ears. But I've been thinking a lot lately about how 2020 was for, I'm gonna say, me. And if you identify with this, then leave your comments or your like, your share. Please subscribe to this channel. I usually publish sometimes 2 and 3 videos a day, 2 and 3 minutes long, or so that it won't tie up your day. You can just kind of scroll through. But this one's going to be a little bit lengthy. So they say a little long in the tooth. So I want you to just stay with me and listen to what I'm talking about, because 2020 was so very heavy. So very heavy. And I'm just going to name off some events that occurred. And then we're going to talk about how you took on the load of 2020 and brought it into 2021. There were a lot of 2020 events. And these are things that happened in the year from hell. We had the Australian bushfires. You say, well, that's in Australia, but it affects us globally when things like that occur. The country faced one of the most devastating wildfire seasons as the blazes continued from December 2019 into the new year and burned a record 47 million acres. And it displaced thousands of people and killed at least 34 people. That's heavy. That's just not even a touch of what I'm going to talk about. Then we had Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to quit the royal family. Now, to us, that doesn't have a great impact. But you think about that family in that country, or the people in that country, and how they hold high esteem to the prince and the princess and the queen and the king of England. That was a devastating blow to them. To me, if I had to equate it to anything, it would be like my children would say, well, Mama, you no longer my mother, and I don't want to be a part of it. And then the Duke and the Duchess of Sussex shocked the world, and on both sides of the world, when they announced they were stepping down. They were stepping down. And then came COVID-19 pandemic. Not an epidemic, but a pandemic. We began to see people dying before our eyes, even before it was announced by our government that we were in a pandemic. We saw our loved ones dying. And people were dying, husbands and wives holding hands and dying within seconds of each other. That's a heavy load. Families cannot go say goodbye because of the pandemic. The World Health Organization announced January 9th, that a deadly coronavirus had emerged from China and had spread across the globe. 20 million people had already been affected, resulting in over 750,000 deaths. And then we came back to the shores of the United States once again when we lost Kobe Bryant and his daughter. Another heavy load, another strike on our back. A second impeachment of President Donald Trump. You say, oh, yes, but it is an impact and a load on our backs because we are the citizens of this great nation. Then a movie called Parasite sweeps the Oscars. It's a man by the name of Bong Joon holds took home the most awards, landing Best Picture, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, Best International Feature Film on February 9th. It marked the first time a non-English speaking movie won Best Picture. Harvey Weinstein, his verdict. He on holding on to a walker. This disgraced King filmmaker was convicted February the 24th of raping an expiring an expiring actress and sexually abusing a TV film production assistant. The verdict was celebrated by his dozens of accusers and their supporters as a watershed moment for the Me Too movement. That's heavy. That's heavy, because they used to do it and get away with it. Then the stock market crashes. Our money we had invested looking for the time in the year that we were going to retire, it's gone. The corona pandemic triggered a global recession. Numerous countries went into lockdown. You couldn't go hardly to the grocery store, the doctors, restaurants, barbershop, nail care, everything was shut down. Those places open, they were fined $50,000 a day. And then came the mask. The Dow Jones Industrial Average suffered its worst single day point on March 9th. What are we looking at right now? Black Lives Matter. Get your foot off my neck, I can't breathe. George Foreman, the police involved in George Foreman's killing, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, this 2020 past sparked a wave of peaceful and sometimes violent demonstrations and riots across, not just in the United States, but across the world. They demanded an end to the police brutality and racial injustice. And let me carry off of that. They breached the White House. Hardly any of us, brown or black skin, was there. And they allowed them in and didn't mow them down. But I am here to present to you and tell you today, had it been black and brown, they would have gotten a Gatling gun from the days of the Indians and mowed us down like we were nothing. The police were involved. More protests erupted in August when the 29-year-old Jacob Blake was shot by a Kenosha, Wisconsin cop and paralyzed him from the waist down. From the waist down. Jong Un death rumors. I'm going to kill you. You're going to die. We've got the power. It says the North Korean supreme leader fueled speculation that he was either gravely ill or dead. After he missed events commemorating his grandfather Kim Second-sung on April 15th, he reemerged 20 days later in a photo cutting a ribbon. And he knew what that impact would have to our economy and to our world. However, in August, when a South Korean official claimed all the appearances were fake and he was in a vegetative state, another big heavy weight that we took on. Biden becomes a Democratic presidential nominee. 47 years in the political arena, and he was only the vice president. This was a heavy load. He cinched the party's nomination despite everything else that was being said. And then in our technical world, a Twitter hack. Simple thing to say, I'm giving back to the community. I'm doubling your Bitcoins payment. Just send to my address $1,000 and I'll send you $2,000 back. All money ain't good money, and quick money sure ain't good money. Then he sent back a address and he said, tell all your friends. And once you sent the money, you couldn't get to him. He looked and saw vulnerable people who needed money to pay their bills, and he took advantage of it. Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested. Jeffrey Epstein's alleged mistress was nabbed on July 2nd on sex trafficking charges while holed up in a luxury home on a 156-acre estate in New Hampshire. They got her anyhow. Just when we thought nothing else could happen, a murdering hornet arrives to the United States. A murder hornets, a bunch of them came into the United States, 2 inches long. You already know a hornet is a vicious something. The invasive insect known as an Asian giant hornet was spotted for the first time stateside when they invaded Washington state. Already our country is in a turmoil. Measuring up to 2 inches, the hornets can wipe out an entire bee colony within hours. Within hours. And then comes another sad episode. Beirut explosion. Sad, a massive explosion in Beirut port sparked August 4th the accidental detonation of 2,750 tons of ammunition nitrate, killed almost 190 people and injured thousands of others. Kamala Harris, chosen Democratic VP candidate, it set the world on fire. It set them into a state of total confusion. I got a man that's been nominated and he's been in the political arena for 47 years, and here come a black woman, selected the California senator as the running mate. That's what Joe Biden did. And then one that all of these I can personally relate to, but this one hit home so quickly and so profound because I thought we had finally found us a black hero. Chadwick Boseman dies. Boseman's death, his death, the Black Panther. And all through that, he never went around bragging or trying to play the pity party. A brave man, 43 years old, battled with colon cancer. His death on August 26th, it shocked us. I mean, it was like I had to go and keep scrolling and looking and Googling because it's unbelievable. This man just made us proud to be a Black American because of the movie Black Panther. Then came the West Coast fires. Deadly wildfires erupted in California to Washington state, burning millions of acres and displacing thousands and thousands of people, and they were still burning after August. One of my favorite, I'd watched a movie, both of them. Ruth Bader Ginsburg dies. Oh my God, if you are a woman, or if you are disenfranchised, this woman stood up for everything that was right, and she was not swayed. The Supreme Court Justice, unrelenting trailblazer for gender equality, died September 18th at the age of 87. She was the second ever woman appointed to the High Court. Second ever woman appointed to the high courts. Trump tests positive for COVID-19. A relentless, unabiding, disobeying, I'm going to have it my way politician put many people at jeopardy. He tested positive because he said he wasn't going, and none of his followers wore a mask, and many died out of his cabinet. He discharged to continue his recovery, continue his recovery. He discharged himself, and he wasn't even well. Eddie Van Halen's death, rock legend, died decade-long battle with cancer on October the 6th, an iconic guitarist. Joe Biden becomes president-elect. He became the 46th president-elect of these United States of America. Alex Trebek, you know, I grew up watching this man. I grew up watching him. I grew up watching Alex Trebek. So this was like unbelievable that he died November the 8th. COVID-19 vaccine rollout. The first Americans were vaccinated against COVID-19 starting December the 18th, and it's continuing. The FDA approved it on the 18th, and they start receiving it on the 19th. Then we got a COVID-19 relief. It finally comes. After months of deadlock, Congress finally passed a $2.3 trillion COVID-19 relief and government funding, including $600 checks, just in time for the new year. So, what am I saying here by reading all of these incidents that have occurred? We took some heavy loads on our shoulders. We took some heavy loads. And you know the bad part about it is I didn't even realize it was a heavy load. And if you look on my page, you'll see a link. I want you to click that link and see how a reporter broke down in tears, talking about this was the 10th hospital, and she could hardly get through her presentation or her report because it was such a heavy load. I didn't know I had such a heavy load until I started reading about all the things that we have gone through in 2020. And we have taken some of this into 2021. That causes anger. That causes anxiety. It causes depression, which leads to anger. And unless we find a way to release this anger, it interferes with our everyday living. We can't sleep, we can't eat, we don't have a relationship, and the relationship we have is in jeopardy. And least little thing, as we said, we pop off. We pop off. We can't even have a decent conversation. We can't even crack a joke without us getting offended, and we want to hurt somebody, or we're so mad we have to walk away because we haven't learned to control it. Well, I am here today, and I am Dr. Della M. Tingham, a senior founder of my version of Certified Anger Management Specialist. I do use cognitive behavioral therapy. It's all done virtually from the comfort of your home, a safe place. The prices are reasonable. I even give you a discount on your first one. You can reach me at www.angermanagementcoaches.com. That's my website. You can go there and read some of the tips. Also, where you can make an appointment, you can contact me there, or you can go reach me at pastor694@gmail.com, or Dr. T at Dr. T on Twitter, or you can call 901-412-3469. 901-412-3469. Click like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And I will update it frequently. But I want you, if you feel that your anger is so out of control, all these things have occurred, and you didn't even realize you had a cinder block on your back, we're going to get to the root of that. So I want you to today make it a point to contact me, like, subscribe, share this video. And I want you to know that there's someone out here who understands and can be of help to you.